Oh, Canelo, you puta.
And this fucking YouTuber. I just fight real fighters.
Time to expose them. So we had a signed contract to fight. Here you can see Canelo's signature and my signature to the right, claiming he's not fighting.
Ladies and gentlemen, gather round. We have some exciting news from the boxing world that will definitely get your adrenaline running. Visualize this. The YouTube phenomenon turned boxer Jake Paul has his eyes set on none other than the Mexican master himself, Canelo Alvarez. That's right, people, Jake Paul is calling out Canelo and he's not holding back in his pursuit of making this clash reality. Let us now gently turn back a little to prepare the ground for this intense drama. Renowned for his bold attitude and skill at stirring the pot, Jake Paul has been causing stirrings in the boxing arena.
Canelo, I'm coming, my puta.
Paul has shown he is more than just an online star with an 11-1 record, including a headline-grabbing triumph against the venerable Mike Tyson. He is a combatant driven for the limelight and with a taste in the spectacular. On the opposite side of the ring, we have Canelo Alvarez, a name associated with boxing brilliance, with a remarkable record of 62 wins, 2 defeats, and 2 draws. Canelo has conquered numerous weight classes and sealed his status as one of the sport's all-time greats. His recent unanimous decision win against Edgar Berlanga in September 2024 demonstrated his lasting brilliance and left fans waiting for his next move. Here, however, the
We got him, Korea. He was running.
Canelo.
He was running and we got him.
tale deepens. Rumors started circling about a prospective battle between Jake Paul and Canelo Alvarez, planned for May 3rd in the boxing capital of Las Vegas. The hype was evident, with fans and analysts alike discussing the benefits and craziness of such a contest. Could the aggressive newbie really run exactly with a seasoned champion? The anticipation was electrifying. However, in a twist worthy of a Hollywood screenplay, the intended match met a big roadblock. Canelo Alvarez elected to sign a lucrative 4-fight agreement with Riyadh Season, backed by Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority chairman, Turki Al-Sheikh. This arrangement essentially delayed.
Kick his ass, Jake. Whoop his
ass! The much-hyped confrontation with Jake Paul, leaving supporters in a swirl of conjecture and despair. Jake Paul, never one to shy away from controversy, resorted to social media to share his dissatisfaction. In a heated video, he showed what he said was a signed contract for the bout, accusing Canelo of skipping the clash in favor of a more financially appealing arrangement. Paul didn't spare words, describing Canelo a money-hungry squirrel chasing your next nut and indicating that other powers were prepared to pay top price to prevent their fight from occurring. He brazenly proclaimed, "You call me a YouTuber, but you've never had a boxing battle as large as mine. I guarantee you one thing, Canelo, any struggle that you undertake this year, mine will be larger." Canelo, for his part, replied with a statement denying the idea that he ever wanted to face Paul, highlighting his emphasis on fighting real fighters. He voiced distaste at the concept of walking into the ring with a YouTuber, highlighting his devotion to the sport's ethics and his history within it. The back and forth didn't finish there. Jake Paul intensified the conflict by publishing what seemed to be a fight contract and an official poster for the scheduled contest. He accused Canelo of dishonesty and lambasted him for choosing a career motivated by financial gain above competitive zeal. Paul also took aim at Canelo's choice to compete in Saudi Arabia, arguing it was a move that put money above his Mexican audience and the sport's traditions. As the smoke cleared, Canelo's new agreement with Riyadh Season became evident. The arrangement involves a fight in May 2025, followed by a highly anticipated contest against Terence Crawford in September, with 2 further bouts scheduled until October 2026. This ambitious itinerary highlights Canelo's willingness to continue testing himself against top-tier opponents and establishing his place as a boxing superstar. Jake Paul, unfazed by the defeat, is apparently preparing his next bout. While the failure of the Canelo fight was a setback, Paul's management remains confident about getting high-profile bouts that will keep him in the limelight and develop his boxing career. This narrative raises important concerns about the emerging environment of boxing. The convergence of established champions and unusual challengers like Jake Paul blurs the barriers between sport and entertainment. It provokes arguments about quality, legacy, and the future direction of boxing as it adapts to new audiences and media dynamics. Now, let's truly get into the center of this heated argument. Because, let's be real, whether you love him or loathe him, Jake Paul understands precisely how to keep his name buzzing in the boxing world. And this newest stunt? Oh, it's got everyone talking. After calling out Canelo for ducking him, Jake Paul didn't stop at simply releasing the Bout contract. He doubled down with some serious charges, stating that Canelo had betrayed his own fans by favoring Saudi money above a historic showdown in Las Vegas. And let's be honest, this isn't the first time Jake Paul has taken jabs at boxing aristocracy. Remember when he went after Floyd Mayweather? Or his long-standing fight with Dana White in the UFC? The guy loves on controversy. And this current conflict with Canelo is simply another chapter in his ever-growing collection of callouts. But here's where things become really interesting. Jake Paul says that he's not simply doing this for clout. He honestly feels he can defeat Canelo Alvarez. Yeah, you heard it correctly. He says that with his quick progress, power, and size advantage, he might cause Canelo real issues in the ring. Now, let's put this into context. Canelo Alvarez has fought and defeated some of the finest in the world: Gennady Golovkin, Sergey Kovalev, Miguel Cotto, Caleb Plant. The list goes on. This guy has shared the ring with luminaries and has earned many world titles across various weight divisions. And then there's Jake Paul, whose greatest victories include knocking out former MMA fighters and going the distance with Tommy Fury, a decent but not elite-level boxer. So, is Jake Paul insane? Or is he onto something? One point his fans argue is that Jake Paul has nothing to lose. If he faces Canelo and is knocked out, people will remark, well, of course, Canelo is an all-time great. But if he even manages to survive all 12 rounds, let alone hit anything important, it would be a tremendous victory for his reputation. And if, by some miracle, he were to really defeat Canelo, the boxing world would be turned upside down overnight. But that's a massive if. On the other side, Canelo has everything to lose. Imagine the harm to his legacy if he were to somehow struggle against Jake Paul. That's probably why he never took this argument seriously to begin with. When questioned about Jake Paul in earlier interviews, Canelo has always brushed him off, stating he doesn't spend time with YouTubers. Yet, despite Canelo's dismissals, Jake Paul maintains pushing the story. He claims that boxing is a business, and he's offering something no other boxer can: enormous pay-per-view figures. Love him or loathe him, Jake Paul sells fights. His tournaments frequently bring millions in money, and his social media reach is light years ahead of most professional boxers. But here's the real question: does bringing in pay-per-view money automatically imply you deserve a crack at the top boxers in the world? Should boxing be about talent and merit, or should it be about hype and business? That's what makes this entire scenario so controversial. Hardcore boxing fans perceive Jake Paul as a loudmouth who hasn't earned the right to call out a great like Canelo. They perceive him as a disruptor, someone who's twisting the sport to suit his personal narrative. But his fans believe that boxing has always been about selling matches, and if the public want to see a Paul versus Canelo battle, why shouldn't it happen? Think about it. Jake Paul calling out one of the best boxers of our time, knowing full well that Canelo was ready to sign a contract elsewhere? Maybe he knew this fight was never going to materialize, but he wanted to create the appearance that Canelo was avoiding him. After all, controversy means clicks, and clicks equal money. So, was this truly about battling Canelo? Or was it about maintaining his name in the headlines? One thing's for sure, whether you take Jake Paul seriously or not, the dude understands how to promote himself. He's got the entire globe talking, and that's precisely what he wants. So, what do you think, folks? Is Jake Paul's pursuit of a bout with Canelo Alvarez a brave move that might shake up the boxing world? Or is it a spectacle better left on the drawing board? Share your ideas and let's keep the discussion moving.